back to another day of living in the new house. We have updates to take you through. There are things that have occurred, there are deliveries that have arrived, and there has more problems that have been found. First of all, we've had the rest of the Amazon delivery arrive, so we now have a sifting thing with replaceable things for dealing with the gravel in that back garden spot. We have a new bird box, the apology gift for the ruined habitat of the hedge that the birds were living in. And we also have an impulse buy from Asda of some seeding trays and some onion seeds, because they were the only decent seeds I had there, for us to get started to getting things in the vegetable plot. So we've had a few more bits arrive. We've just been off camera upstairs, just doing some of the prep work, getting ready to plaster that front bedroom again, finally, for hopefully the final plaster, which is good. So we've been doing a clean up and just removed most of the mess that was down the stairs. Elizabeth's just finishing sweeping that up. We've tidied up in here, we've sugar soaked all the walls and everything else like that, so everything is pretty much done. The only thing I do need to do left in terms of prep work is wiping down the wall with just a wet cloth, just to get any residue from the sugar soap off, and then obviously PVAing before we go. But that is all now scraped. Elizabeth found a new bit of divot down there that was, for anybody that's been here for long enough remembers, in the bathroom there was basically like sand, where the hardwood just turned into sand on the window ledge. Similar sort of thing had happened there, so we've dug all of that out and filled all of that in. And then the final thing that I've done in preparation while I was waiting is I thought I'd finally get to ripping the windowsill off here, the plastic one, because it doesn't match with the rest of them. And as our worst fear identified, they'd covered up problems with it. You will notice crack. You'll also notice crack and sort of dampness and rubbish inside of there. So we may have just inherited another job of replacing that windowsill. Not a job I've done before, but it's woodwork, and woodwork is definitely up there in terms of my preferences of jobs. So we'll need to do that, unfortunately, before we get on with plastering the wall. So that's probably going to be a job for a little bit later in the week. But in the meantime, the main thing we want to do is get on with actually plastering this front bedroom. So we have got one other thing I've just remembered as I walk past it. I've got to tape up these as well, and there's a couple of other cracks that have appeared down there as well, so we're going to scrim tape up all of that. But it's pretty much just going to be a day of plastering, so we're going to go eat some food, do up the remainder of the prep work, and then it'll be into time-lapse mode to plaster for hopefully the final time. That may have been a slightly abrupt end to the time lapse because my father decided that he had enjoyed his last A&E trip so much that he thought he'd do it again. So we had to go take a phone call real quick. But we've at least gone through and done the finishing troweling off camera now. What I've learned after doing what I did on that one and trying to figure out why I got such a good finish is actually if I like completely sort of douse the wall with water with the brush when I'm doing the finishing troweling, not just the trowel itself, but just wet the wall completely, I seem to get a much better finish. So yeah, I'm actually pretty pleased with the finish on this. The window edge is still a little bit rough. I'm hoping I can tidy that up, and I've obviously got to tidy up the top edge where we've plastered up and feathered it in there. You may also notice that where we had these strips in the wall, there's a little bit of scrim tape still sort of visible. I'm debating about this one. I'm going to have time to do another layer tonight, so what I'll probably do is see how that looks sort of tomorrow when the plaster starts drying off, and just see if actually it's going to be alright to paint over, or whether we actually need to do another skim over the top of that, but we'll assess that one in the morning. But anyway, it has gone past midnight and I need to get into work tomorrow, and I also need to go visit the papa. So yeah, we're going to be calling it there for the day. So that just leaves me to say thank you very much for watching, happy hunting, and we'll see you all in tomorrow's vlog.